I hope you have gone through the resource material that was uploaded earlier. For more clarity, some web links were also mentioned, and I'm assuming that all of you have watched those videos too. So today the topic under discussion is photosynthesis. This process is very vital for all the living beings as it sustains the Earth's ecosystem. Producers are the living species that undergoes this process and are responsible for the energy transfer in a food chain. Photosynthesis word is basically a combination of two words. The first one is photo, that means light, and the second one is synthesis, that means putting together. So photosynthesis is a food making process for green plants in the presence of light, carbon dioxide, and water. In this chemical reaction, chlorophyll in plant cells trap light energy from the sunlight, carbon dioxide from the surrounding air, and water is taken up through the roots to produce carbohydrates and oxygen. Now I want you guys to pause the lesson and read the information given in the shown diagram. The word equation for photosynthesis would be now that in the green plants, carbon dioxide reacts with water in the presence of sunlight to produce glucose and oxygen. This glucose can also be termed as sugar or carbohydrates or starch, or simply you can say the food of the plant. Whereas the oxygen produced is released from the plant as a waste product. As plants are living organisms, so they should have the 7 signs of life. I think you guys can recall Mrs. Gren very well. So, in order to produce energy, plant cells that do not photosynthesize, either due to the absence of sunlight or chlorophyll, they respire. Now again pause the lesson and write down the word equation for the respiration process. If you wrote this equation, then give a pat to yourself. The next thing which we are going to discuss, that is about the organ, that is basically the food factory of a plant. Yes, you guys are right. We are talking about the leaves. The photosynthesis process takes place in the green leaves of a plant. You can see the anatomy of a leaf. Let's discuss briefly the different layers, the function of different layers of a leaf. The topmost layer is the epidermis that covers the upper and lower surfaces of the leaf. They are usually single layered and they are tightly packed cells that controls the exchanges between the plant and its environment. They are also responsible for the transpiration control. The epidermis layer also secretes a waxy cuticle which is water repellent. So they collectively are responsible for preventing the loss of water. Basically, they provide protection to the inner cells also. Epidermis also controls the exchange of gases through tiny pores present at the lower side known as stomata. In between the upper and lower epidermis, there is a mesophyll layer. One of the mesophyll layer is known as palisade mesophyll layer that contains large number of chlorophyll in it. The task of this layer is to trap energy from the sunlight so that the photosynthesis process can take place. Beneath this palisade layer is a layer of spongy mesophyll cells. The spongy mesophyll cells layer has fewer chloroplasts in it, so they are not going to trap energy from the sunlight, but they will collect the water coming from the roots for the photosynthesis process. These spongy cells are loosely packed and are separated by larger airy spaces that allows diffusion of oxygen gas, water vapor, and carbon dioxide through stomata, which is basically present at the lower side of the leaf. The veins of the leaves are made primarily of vascular tissues that are made of dead cells. The task of one bundle is to transport water and minerals to the leaves, and they are known as xylem tissues. The task of second bundle is to transport food throughout the plant, and they are known as phloem tissues. I hope that with this discussion you have a better understanding of photosynthesis process and the importance of a leaf in a plant, along with the functions of different cells present in a leaf. So by this, I am going to wrap up my lesson, and if you have any queries, do ask those. I want you guys to go through the different experiments which were basically discussed in your checkpoint books related to the testing of starch in a leaf, along with the importance of carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. Your assignments will be uploaded on Edmodo. Do submit those in the allocated time. Until the next lesson, stay safe.